Hello, my name's Roger Watson. I'm the Editor-in-Chief of the Journal of Advanced Nursing, the editor of Nursing Open, and I'm also an editorial board member of the Wiki Journal of Medicine. In this short presentation, I want to talk to you about using social media to promote your publications. By social media, I mean sites like Twitter and Facebook. I'm sure you know what I mean. I would first of all advise you not to use too many social media sites. Focus on a few, 2 or 3 perhaps. I'll tell you what I use later. Use ones that are known to be effective. For example, Twitter is very effective and used a lot by the academic community. Some social media sites are already obsolete, some are becoming less popular, and new ones are being developed all the time, but try not to spread yourself too thinly across them. Try and limit yourself to 2 or 3 social media sites. Now, why would you want to use social media to promote your publications? And by promoting your publications, I mean getting other people to read them and, of course, if possible, to cite them. Well, there is evidence that papers that are put out on Twitter and other social media sites and on blogs are particularly highly cited papers. So there is some evidence to show that using social media is effective in having your papers cited. However, I must say that people probably tend to use social media anyway to promote their best papers, so the relationship may not be all one way. It may be a case of papers that would be highly cited anyway are going to be picked up on Twitter. However, there is some evidence that tweeting papers increases the downloads, and that's a good thing as well, and publishers particularly like that. So there is evidence that tweeting papers precedes and encourages people to download your paper. And of course, if people download your paper, the chances are that they will read it, and of course some of them will subsequently cite it. Now, I said already, try to limit yourself to a few social media sites, not too many. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but my advice and what I do is I limit myself to Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. And in fact, I use Instagram these days to spearhead that campaign. I take screenshots of my papers, I put in a link in Instagram, which by the way isn't live in Instagram, but I link that to my Twitter account and I link it to Facebook, and those links go up on Twitter and Facebook, and the links are live there. So I only have to take one step to get my papers out on 3 social media sites. But again, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You don't have to do it that way. By all means, don't use Instagram unless you want to. But Twitter is equally effective and very simple to use. One thing that you should try to do, and you'll notice that I said they're taking a screenshot, it's very important to put out a picture with a paper. You can take a screenshot of the title page of your paper, or you can take another picture that's related to your article and put it out with it, but pictures make social media mentions much more effective. People are more likely to read them. You should always provide a link to your paper. Now, don't say something on Twitter like, "Have you read my latest paper?" and put the title in. That's no good. You must provide the link, because people won't try and find the link by themselves. If they can click directly on the link, that makes it very easy for them. So the other thing that you should do is to try to remember to include a hashtag. A hashtag will make your papers easier to find and put them in collections with other papers with the same hashtag. So your hashtag could quite simply be, for a paper within nursing, hashtag nursing. You may be working within physiotherapy, hashtag physiotherapy, or you may want to be more specific, and of course you can put in more than one hashtag. These days Twitter allows you up to 140 characters, so you can write a great deal more than you used to be able to on Twitter. So there's no excuse not to be able to get in a picture, a mention, something about your article, a link, and a few hashtags to try and make it a bit more easy to find on social media. Now, there are some disputes amongst people as to whether you should separate your professional social media sites from your personal social media sites. You can if you want to. The problem then is you've got more than one social media site to pay attention to, and people tend to gravitate towards one. I tend to put everything out through my personal Twitter account and my Facebook account and my Instagram account. I don't have separate professional accounts for my own professional work. The reason for this is that I think it makes it easier to manage and just as easy to find, and when people see a paper on my Twitter account, they know it's something to do with me. People worry about people finding personal information or making inappropriate comments or such like. Well, it's quite simple. Don't put up any personal information that you don't want other people to find on social media. And always be polite, always be professional, always be non-judgmental and non-discriminatory. So try to be as professional as possible on all your social media sites. And that way it doesn't matter whether you separate them or whether you use one, you should be safe. So just to recap, social media sites can be very effective ways of disseminating your publications, and these days, in fact, it's really the prime way to disseminate your publications. Just look at what journals and publishers are doing. They're using social media sites all the time. Try to limit yourself to a handful of social media sites, and if possible, link them together to cut down on the work that you have to do putting out material on social media sites. And finally, whether or not you link your personal and your professional accounts, always be polite, always be professional, never make derogatory or discriminatory comments. That way you should keep yourself safe from criticism and also from any professional criticism. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you found that useful.